Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first VCT split for the Open Qualifiers. We are joined here by Multitudes. Multi, how are we doing?
I am very good, Darmo. Thank you so much for having me and giving me this opportunity to step on the stage here together with you and bringing ourselves some, good old Valorant action, good old Valorant hype here in the OCU scene.
Exactly. You cannot take away from it. This is a small step towards a very lengthy quali series. Eventually, if you do get into the VCTs, and this is going to be a very exciting night for not only all these players to get it started, but also a long battle in this open qualifiers. So I reckon we talk about pick and bans because that's what everybody loves, and that's what I'm here for. It's my favorite part of getting these games started is the pick and bans. So,
and we have ourselves, the map pool of 7. It's a best of 3, Darmo. So these teams between STO Esports versus Eternal Valor are going to be battling out in, like you call, a marathon of a journey. The picks we have so far that should be on screen that we see right now, chat, are Ascent, Haven, and Fracture, Darmo. How do you feel about these 3?
Well, look, I could say that I'm happy that Pearl's not here. I'm very happy Pearl's not here. I can say that for a happy man. It's going to be a great night. But some Ascent and some Haven, absolutely blessed. Those are 2 very good maps to start off on. It's going to be I love some control and some mid play. I absolutely love it. And we're going to get that with Ascent. There's a lot of times where we see a lot of these teams try and brute force their way through to a site.
Yep.
But taking mid control and running up through pizza and trying, get rid of the players, trying to rotate back in towards the B side. It's just perfect. If all goes well, it is absolutely perfect. Haven. Oh, I don't even need to describe Haven. I don't need to describe.
You can't have a best of 3. You can't have a best of 3 without a Haven, right? It's the classic. It's the first map that Riot Games released with the 3 sites on a map, and that really started to explode in terms of trying to figure out how to pull rotations, a bit more interesting in the metas that's around there. And also a reminder for everyone in chat, Waylay is available for this open qualifiers. So I will expect to see Waylay maybe being toyed around, maybe being tested just a little bit. I've seen movement text online, and man, those TikTok clips are insane.
Well, of course, but then if we do need a map 3, it's not Pearl. It's not Split. It's Fracture. Everybody loves a Fracture. Okay, some people like a Fracture. I can't say that. It's a very controversial.
It's a bit contentious.
Look, I love me a Fracture. I love it. My first ever map that I casted in Valorant was Fracture. So I'm here for it. It was a great watch. Generally a great watch, but yeah, the quick rotations in through defender spawn. That's kind of the big worries, and we will see a lot. I reckon we'll see a couple of Senti stack there, just to hold on to any of those sites there.
Yeah, I'd say, nowadays you see the Vice and the Deadlock really coming into the meta, and it wouldn't be beyond unreasonability for these teams to want to play some of those, especially because you get 2 sites, but 4 entry levels, 4 entry positions rather for the side of Fracture. So you're coming to a 3rd map, that's going to be one banger of a map, and casters always want more Valorant screen time, and having a best of 3 go all the way to the distance, that is the dream, Dharma.
Of course. So we'll quickly run you through the rosters as well. So on the EVE roster, we do have Jordan Giraffe, Jenny Thorium. I'm going to butcher a lot of these names here, so I can't get clipped and put everywhere on the socials. We've got Gek and Dr. Buck Choi as well to close out that EVE side. Any standout players there for you, Multi?
Well, I've definitely seen Gek and Thorium play their heads off, right? And under the guidance of Jordan Giraffe, who I believe here is the IGL for the side of Eternal Valor Esports, that they're really going to be able to pull together and make some crazy plays. You've seen Thorium and Gek just absolutely butcher some of the players in the few casts that I've supported Eternal Valor, and I'm excited to see them once again on the stage, just to be able to bring the action, right? Their positioning, their game sense is going to be amazing, and especially that first map, right? And mind you, that first map is Eternal Valor's map pick. For Ascent, it is small, a lot of tight corners, and having good game sense to be able to get the right picks at the right times, that's going to be a cutting edge that they want to be able to abuse all the time.
Of course. And then on the opposite side with Estio, we will have Wild, Happy Muffins, Princess 69420, Ippo, and Real Buck Boris as well. My God, am I going to have fun saying that name, Princess 69420. What? It's a great name. It's a great name. But any more standout players on the Estio side?
Estio is a team that I haven't necessarily casted a lot more for. I have heard many things about Happy Muffin and Wild, but this will be one of the first few times that I will be able to see them in action. So I'm really excited to see what they can bring to the table. And just for the folks on chat as well, you might see some discrepancies between what me and Dharma are saying in terms of their player names versus their in-game names, because they do have some changes along the way. But bear with us, we are going to push you and guide you along the action, step by step, action by action, and just round by round, to be able to bring all of it to the screens on your PC, on your phone, whatever it may be, everything to your entertainment.
You never know. You might be watching on your Xbox. Or you know what?
Hey,
I'll just put it out there.
hey,
You might be watching on your Nintendo Switch. Look, I'll set it. Who knows? Homebrew Switches are a thing.
it's true. It's true. That's very true. And I think what we're doing is, we're just waiting for a coach to come back. I think on the side of Eternal Valor, just making sure the coach is back online and it's going to be able to support the team during their, whatever timeouts that they may or may not use from this perspective. But we do want to make sure both teams are up. And also, I believe there might be a bit of an audio issue. We apologize on behalf of all of production here. I appreciate everyone's patience as we kind of work through some technical issues on our side. But again, thank you for your patience.
Of course. So the winner of this game, we will look ahead into the second round here of the Open Qual. The winner of this game will take on Diva, which will be played tomorrow night. So, as I said, it's still a long journey to go. Of course, there's quite a few elimination rounds here, and it's a really long journey, and especially in a bracket that is just as massive as this, where you've got 11 games being played today, but there's still fixtures to play. I think that's at least 9 fixtures to still play through, possibly even more than 9 by the looks of it. What's kind of the mentality going into these tournaments then, and thinking, well, hey, we start day one, we got to play for an entire week or so.
Yeah.
How much of a mental toll does that take on players in the end?
It's very different. This is not ranked. It's no sprint, right? It is a full-blown marathon. Might I add that the end goal for these teams, the very end, yes, the split 1, the split 2, their open qualifiers, group stages, playoffs, there's so much information that you viewers can read for yourselves on the LPL website. But ultimately, Darmo, by the end of the 4 months marathon that these teams are going to battle through split 1 and split 2 playoffs, the team with the most number of points through all these different stages will have the opportunity to move themselves into VCT Ascension Pacific. And that is just going to be the next level to elevate their gameplay, elevate their brand, and bring their team to greater heights. And that is all what we're gunning for, right? So it is a marathon. You really have to kind of each of these teams trying to lock in. Yes, that's important, but to be able to take the right number of breaks, to be able to come together on a regular to work on your VODs and work on issues that you may have had in the past. Plus, there's going to be new agents, new map pools, hopefully, right? Continues to give out good content for us to consume. And then that's back to the lab, back to the drawing board for a lot of these IGLs and coaches to be able to, generate new strats and counter strats and counter strats. And so, it is a marathon. They just have to pace themselves the whole way.
Exactly, and that's what every team does. One that does enter these open quals, they do want to get into that big league time to go head-to-head with the best, but it's only just a matter of time. We are still awaiting for the coach to jump back in, so we will start coverage very, very shortly. But as mentioned, this is the fork in the road. This is the one small step for man.
It is, and there's a little carrot as well, Dharma, which is the prize pool, 30,000 Australian dollars up for grabs across the 2 splits. And I think the top prize for each, the grand finalists from each split is gonna walk away with a solid 8K to their team. And man, how many Mackies can you get with that? That's
Oh,
ridiculous.
too many. I'd be ordering too many cheeseburgers with that, honestly. I'll tell you what. Triple cheeseburgers too, because you can't go wrong with a triple cheeseburger at
Boom.
all.
You heard it
And if
here
you're telling me,
first.
and if you're telling me I'm wrong, I'm not, because I'm never wrong. Because I'm never wrong.
I love it. I love it. And I think we're just about to start, Dharma. I think everyone's lined up. Pings are buzzing on the server. And we're going to be pushing ourselves into this first map ascent. Are we ready for this?
We are locked. We are loaded. We are
Whoa.
ready to go. We're finally getting some action. And this is a very interesting stack already that's being put out. And we're already seeing the differences in agents as well. So this is... You're getting the best of both worlds really here. Of course, early doors locking in on that attacking side with SDO locking in the Teo, Jet, and KO. Early doors still no one to lock in yet for Eternal Valor.
Yeah.
But you can see the rough stack that they're going for.
SDO Esports is moving towards like the shifted meta, right? Now that Teho is so powerful, meta breaking basically, it's very common for a lot of people to sub out Sova and get the SDO in, but you still have flashes basically from the KO. If I've seen some people, they like to play around the Yoru, so the Jet goes away and you sub back into Sova. That's fine as well. But what SDO have, I believe, is going to be quite the new age meta, right? Eternal Valor. This now is interesting. Yeah, opting for, yes, you have the tail. We talked about the Yoru, but double Senti. All right, on defense as well.
It works, it works. I mean, that's the benefits you take from taking defender side on this map as well. It gives you that little bit more control, so you can guarantee more rounds there. And we are going to get the timer to completely go out. And as you just want to mention as well, you talked about that new era and the new meta of Valorant at the moment, which has been very util heavy, and that's obviously what SEO have gone for here. They've gone for that in your face, let's get it going. The site is going to be ours within 10 seconds type play. But with, as you see with Eternal Valor, it's sort of the, okay, well, we're playing defense, but let's just play it back. We can trust ourselves. I'm surprised that they have not gone for a Cypher here. I will say that. And opting to choose to go for that Deadlock and the Vice over even a Cypher as well. So it's going to be interesting how that plays out. Of course, the KJ being have on for SGO as well.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be very interesting. You talk about utility heavy, right? Jordo Giraffe as well as Camonet on that Deadlock and Vice. This is going to be actually quite precarious for the side of SEO Esport if you don't deal with that early. If they decide to bum rush a site, it can be actually hard stopped by some of the utility, the shear wall, plus the Deadlock wall as well, and allows for a lot of rotates. So SEO Esports, we'll kind of see what they want to play here, but I can imagine sometime during their attacking half that they do want to play defaults, and we are seeing themselves come up for a 3-2 on that pistol round. And Jordo Giraffe gonna be on that lonesome against 3 other people from SEO, just making their way down into A.
We are up and away. The first game of this open qualifying split is live. And we will have SEO just trying to take a little bit of mid control and a little bit of A control. They're going to look to probably go into tree here. The Omen Smoke going to come back out for some extra coverage. So it's just a bit of a stalemate. We see KJ just playing a bit of time in B main and being spotted. Early doors is Bok Choy.
The mid control so crucial, right? You see that Omen Bok Choy gonna back out as well, but Thorium is just holding us off angle from Honey Abuser. It's 2-2-1 split. It's very interesting. Ooh. And Gek starts things off.
Gek will find one, so then the Teo drone will come out as well. We'll get shot out. So a man down early here. This could get very feisty if they do still want to finish on the A site here. With 50 seconds left on the clock. And they're going to try and put themselves back towards the B site now, SDO. They've got to fight through defender spawn. Thorium, he is there, waiting for that cross. And Camo is there, getting ready to go. And looks like they're going to execute now. They're going to start running out with Buck Boris. Gets blind and has to run back into the smoke. Gets killed in the end. They have to commit to this B site now between... Oh, it's all happening. My mind's just gone blank that it's all happening. And Camo's found too. So Wild, what have you got in your locker to finish up the pistol round? Has the access to the side. Bok Choy gets killed. 85 HP. Wild is still in this. And Gek will say no. So Eternal Valor will get the first round on the board here for pistols.
I like it. I really like it from Eternal Valor, right? Like, I just spoke about them, the two Sentinels on the side of EVE. They can actually sit back, but Camone chooses to push just a little bit into that B lobby, getting some information that at least the Killjoy, Lulu Glow from EST is still around the corner somewhere. So they don't over-rotate, they hold their positions, and that first pick was so crucial as well. Moving into the second right now, we're going to be able to have, at the very least, some sorry, I blanked a little bit as I think we're going to be moving into a bit of a tech pause, but Eternal Valor are going to have to buy up with a Guardian and a Marshal in hand.
So it's a weird point where it's like, you know, you want to force, but you don't want to force too much here. And I feel like that's why the Eternal Valor have looked at here, as you said, with the Guardian, and then having that Spectre with full shields too, and a Stinger with full shields. So it's a bit of you have to play the mix and match game. There's not really too much of a, you know, variant for when you're losing pistols with SCE. You just have to invest what you can. We see the one Sheriff being invested there too. No armor as well. But, I mean, there's not much that you can invest in here after losing.
Yeah, a common one might be, you know, you pick up the Outlaw, but I have seen like the, you know, players that are really feeling it, teams that are really just on lock. Once they win pistol, you buy like 3 Guardians and leave the last 2 for with some lurks with a Sheriff or a Ghost. And so at the very minimum, they're expecting to move into the bonus with 3 players alive, so they're gonna be able to bring across at the very least 3 Guardians and then buy up and challenge the bonus. That is like the top edge meta if you can ensure that you are going to be able to walk away with 3 alive. So we'll see what that well, we're not going to see that for this particular one, but maybe for some future rounds in the open qualifiers, that may be to be seen.
Well, of course, and it's, you know, it's still early doors. It's anybody's game. You know, you can win the first 3 rounds. I've seen it before many times. You can convert your pistol, convert your save round or your 4th round, and then things can go backwards from, you know, round 3, round 4. It can roll back slowly. So it's just a matter of time of how easily can these 2 teams settle into this game and find a rhythm. That's what I think it is for me early doors. It's always find the rhythm, just chill out, and get ready to go.
Yeah. And I believe the new KO patch notes should be live on this server as well. It's honestly a pretty hefty buff that Buck Boris here would be able to kind of take an advantage of. A couple of key notes here is that their ultimate, which is the null command, it instead reduces the recovery time from 3 seconds to 1.5 seconds. So just picking up your friend after they've been shot out, after the basically done entry for the rest of the team, is going to be just a little easier. Plus, the KO has now a new kind of the KO flash has a new mechanic where if it goes off the side of a wall, it flashes just a little faster, as now we are back live here, and Camone starts things off with a blind shot right through the eyes.
That is how you want to start your converted round. And look at this, SEO going down early doors with Camo finding another. So trying to lurk through B main just not working. Happy Muffins will find one. Thorium will find the next. So just retrieving all those weaponries that could make some damage. Gek will also find the pick too. So Real Honey, what do you have for us?
Bit of a tall order right now. 1 versus 5, Sheriff and Have. You know, wouldn't be surprised if they don't really get much share playing through the smoke. Okay, 1 for the count at the very least.
Round's on now. Royal Honey. There's still a long way to go, but with a lot of HP left still there. We can see Puck Joy just crouching in the corner there at Market, having a great time. And it looks like the call to maybe go around is the call. Jordo jump peeking with the Vice, choosing to go back in towards Pizza. And doesn't know where to go. The jump peek, we're going to come back out again, seeing the pistol. And look at that, beautiful timing, but not enough. Puck Joy finding the kill in the end. Royal Honey just getting a little too fancy and getting lost up in what weapon to choose, and they will convert again in Eternal Valor.
Once again, you saw Gek, the Yoru, just walking their way silently wrapped around, invading the space of SU Esports. So a lot of information gained, and I believe we should be able to see that kind of strat come out time and time again. And this is something that SU, they have to realize is happening. They're losing a lot of map control during that mid to late game round. Yes, that was the bonus. Sorry, that was the anti-eco, so not much more you can say around that. But still, it might be a bit of an indicator as to what might happen as the fight really tries to take it through this mid space here.
We see that Real Honey fighting not one but two, but finds three early doors, and the Lulu clearing out the smoke as well. So Bok Choy, it's all down to you, tipping to the other side of mid two. The Teo drone being put out, gets shot out. Honey playing with fire, but Bok Choy managing to just fall a little short there. And STO get their first round on the board, and it comes on a full weapons round.
Okay. I don't hate what Eternal Valor. Yes, they lost the round in very quick succession. Basically, the handoff from me to you, Dharma, was basically all the kills in like 3 seconds flat. But I do not hate what Eternal Valor did, right? They know that they're on the bonus. They have slightly subpar weaponry. They go for a gamble, rush into mid. Luckily, STO was there to receive them with welcomed arms. So, moving into the meat and potatoes now. Everyone coupled up with some sort of a big rifle here, be it a Vandal or a Phantom, as the fight kind of still stacked around B. Very aggressive smoke issued by the side of Bok Choy has to be countered with a bit of a drone as well as a paranoia, and the trade of utility comes out beautifully.
So a little bit of a stagnant here going into B main. So they're just going to huddle up there. Deadlock's well also being used to get through there. But Buck Boris, he is looking for this little... He's looking for that late flank. And it could pay off as well. Just trying to look out for that flank. It looks like they do want to end here towards this B side with the Deadlock and the Teo there. It's either a recipe for disaster or it's going to be the greatest clip that you'll ever see. Look at this, slowly just peeking up. They're just pre-firing everything to try and get out the way. Logs being cleared too. The re-smoke now coming out. And they're going to back out of it now. They're going to try and take this mid control and possibly look to go to A here as the smoke will come out. But will Bok Choy play through that smoke? Just going to make the call. So the smokes will go back out. The Thorns being live at tree as well. So going to try and sneak through that site. They do have access. And that is also a huge wall to look at it. But look at this. Gek getting done by Wild to a free site now. Spike going down. And this is going to have to be a lengthy retake here from Eternal Valor. Beautiful flash. Oh. Beautiful kill from Wild. Oh, you see that combination already coming in with the KO and the I can't even find the word, the degradation of his flash time. But Bok Choy getting the timing on Lulu. So we'll get a little bit lucky with that one. Still sets up a 3v4 retake here, which could still be on. Of course, just hugging around to General Set. They're playing for the exits. Whoa! How did he find the fourth? Hello! Bok Choy not finding the kill and the ace for Wild. Trying to play for the exits. But Wild says, hold my beer. It is time to cook, and cook did he.
Absolutely dominant performance from the side of Wild, starting with a beautiful pop flash from the side of Buck Boris, just able to eliminate one player at a time, and kill number 3, number 4 was just a quick succession and just a show of dominance from the side of Wild. Yes, they're the controller, but they're not to be trifled with right now. Now, Eternal Valor forced on a bit of a save round, although they do have the the Annihilation from the side of Camonet that could be used if they choose to go to A. But once again, STO Esports looking for a bit of a slower round here. Bok Choy feeling it with that pistol. Gonna be able to at least get a little bit of information, but spots one too many players who will have to back out of there.
Does have enough health to back out of it too. So Jordo's gonna play a little bit closer here in this smoke. And the KJ putting down her alarm bot. Being spotted is Jordo, so Jordo will back off there. They're all curled up just on Cat now, getting ready to go into tree. And that KO knife, that's going to be huge to pick out the market player as well. And Jordo dropping back all the way towards the B side. Look at this, they've actually decided to go at mid now. Spike is dropped in mid, so they do want to see if they can pivot, but only just Camo here. And they're going to go towards that A side now. They faked that out perfectly. The blind will have to come out. This has to be a perfect blind here from Bok Choy, as Camo is the only one that can make an effort and put a dent in this side of STO. So Spike will go down. The net dropping out. Royal Honey being the victim of that net as well. So it's a tough retake here, but it's one that they will try to take. The battle of tree happening too, and Camo getting hit. Early doors too, and Lulu will find one. We'll find the second one. So that's the 2 lurkers from tree gone. The other 3 left in heaven and tree. The Teo Molly's coming out absolutely huge, but a combo. Jordo finding Lulu as well, the lurking mid player. And this could get very feisty now as all three players, Yoru Clone getting the business done, but Royal and Buck Boris and Jordo with just a sheriff. Surely that this is a round once again for Estio, and they will take the lead for the first time in this game early doors.
Okay, the fact that Jordo Giraffe could still swing with 3 rifles pointed towards them and still get 1 headshot off is ridiculous. But hey, kudos to that kind of individual gameplay. It's just a team effort right now that STO Esports feels pretty showing, honestly, and that needs to be some tampering from the side of Eternal Valor if they don't want this to snowball just a little bit away. Looking at the ultimate balance at the moment, Gek holding on to that dimensional drift. Once again, Camonet also on the Annihilation. Let's see if that gets popped at some point in time here. But Jet with the knives maybe can be used for a later date as they explore this mid space. It has been proved as successful so far for the side of STO as they want to send a drone down, trying to figure out where some of these Sentinel players are. This is the slow play style that I talked about, right? As long as STO can try and maybe draw some attention back and forth, maybe chip away some utility from the 2 Sentinels, they stand a chance, and right now that gameplay is proving like it's worth.
100%, and it also, like, this mid-control we talked about in pre-show as well, this is what the sides around here, and they're just giving it up. They're just going, Eternal Valor is just giving it up, just allowing SEO to have this space. That KO flash is going down, so now we're going to go. It's time to accelerate here towards his B side where 2 players are left. Gek fighting one, Spike down outside of market. Roadhouse being let go, but look at that, beautiful trades here from Jordo finding 2, but Lulu will refine the pick here on lane to a free site, but Buckboris hasn't crossed yet. Spike is still at market, so they might have to rotate off here as the KJ ult now coming out for STO. So it's a beautiful bit of work from Lulu and will allow Buck Boris to get onto the side here. And a little bit of retake ults to come as well through deadlock of Camo as well, and Buck Choi with the Omen ultimate if we do feel like the flash going over the top. Buck Choi finding the pick. So Buck Boris being blinded by the Omen blind. What have you got? 2 players coming in from defender spawn. Spots both of them, but Thorium proving wrong. So steadying the ship a little bit now, Eternal Valor. We're in for an arm wrestle multi.
We are. It's a back and forth. Eternal Valor respond with a great, kind of retake from their perspective. A lot of patience, to be honest, from the side of Eternal Valor. And I think STO may have faltered just a little bit. I like the utility usage all the way through mid, but they really just kind of blind swung onto that B, and that's where Jordo Giraffe as well as Gek were able to pick up one too many trades, one too many kills of their own, and just kind of put a dampening into STO's kind of momentum there. So tied up 3-3, lots, I mean 5, not even lots. Maxed out ultimates for the side of Eternal Valor. Yeah, I'll say it once, I'll say it again. People need to be able to consume this on a timely basis. They are utility that needs to be used. If you don't use it, there's just time away. And a beautiful dash in from Honey Abuser coupled with a flash plus the salvos to gain all this space on a quick and fast pace.
There we go, that Jet being taken out straight away. But look, it's back, but Camo finding the pick as well. Gek finding another one in B main too, so that's pretty hefty utility already down here. And Buck Boris stuck in market, can't really afford to make a move or a mistake, and he finds Camo. We're gonna leave the 2 players lurking back towards A main now of Happy Muffins and Wild. And just left a fight on his own is Buck Boris. Happy Muffins just sat here, they're just getting ready for this late push. Coming in on to the A side, of course, the Vice Wall is there. That Vice Wall now being triggered, so they have to go now. The grenade being live. No one's there in that smoke as Buck Boris will find Buck Choi.
All missiles away.
It's almost a funny little tongue twister, that one.
Spike planted. My ultimate locating target.
The Vice ult coming out. They do have all the ults to play for here. And Happy Muffins going in with a smile and finding the shorty shot as well. The primaries are no longer jammed, so this is huge. That is a huge pick from Happy Muffins. SEO still in this round, but Gek creeping in. Happy Muffins just not choosing the right time to look at the weapon. The flash and the Teo. Molly's once again the rechargeable low. Thorium is on. And finding one. Wild finds it. Thorium now getting a little bit anti. Their Teo ult in response here from EVE.
Last Player
Wild
standing.
finding one. It's all down to Happy Muffins. The Teo Mollies too. It's hard, but isn't enough time. Barely.
I can play double book from
0.9
time
of a
to time.
second. And Eternal
Wow.
Valor somehow get the job done.
Absolutely insane. My jaw was on the floor for the last 25 seconds. Just the utility usage of Thorium and Happy Muffins, right? This is exactly why this new agent here is
Now we
such
win.
a meta breaker, right? With
tail
your
ult.
salvos replenishing, the tail ult, right? Plus your salvos replenishing every 40 seconds. It's just a stagger non-stop
Flashing sword.
of utility. A lot of displacement that can happen, and this just so disciplined from both sides. But ultimately, Eternal Valor are going to be able to pick themselves up just a bit quicker on the trades there, especially getting that
All missiles away.
that spike to half. That was really important from their perspective. Okay, reset. We come ourselves back up. STO Esports once again looking like they want to do a bit of the same kind of stuff they have in a 1-3-1 split. The mid space continues to be very important to them. But I think, taking that space has proved successful.
Blocking sight.
What they're struggling with is kind of holding that space. And maybe their post-plant setup. So I'll be kind of taking a look at that just a little bit more moving from this round forward.
Well, this is a must-win round here for SEO. They have put all of their beans in. But both sides have really put all their money into it. So it's an important round for both sides to win, but more for SEO, and especially losing that round late on as well with 0.9 of a second. It does a lot on the mentality, but this is where they should go for it here. They're going to look to do the same thing. Put up in tree, play a late game, and push out onto this A site and exec. It is only Jorda here at the moment. The Bok Choy a little bit far away.
30
That
seconds.
one like coming out
No more
now.
thorns.
It's all happening. All three players are through, but the shoulder is having up and dipping a little bit too much. And is Jordan going to stay alive? Barely stays alive.
Retrieving.
And retrieving everything now. The util, there's still ults going around. The KO ult coming out now from Buck Boris. That is absolutely huge with 3 ultimate abilities available here for... Wow, that's a massive mind blank here for EVE.
Yeah.
And the retake going to have to happen. There's one of them popping already. We do have 2 left as well. The door being broken. And it's all just a matter of time. The ult's under sight. Where you going, Teo? It's a beautiful combination under sight. If they can get there, that is a huge pick and get caught in the middle of it all. Buck Boris finding the pick as well. Buck Choice, sorry, my apologies. Picking out of the smoke as well. One doesn't beat his controller counterpart, and he has to stick it here.
Oh!
And he finds the shot too. Thorium has not got enough time. And
Oh!
the pick two. This is an arm wrestle, ladies and gentlemen. Do not go anywhere. Do not adjust your laptops, computers, or Xboxes.
I can't look away. I cannot look away. 4-4. It's been non-stop back and forth. Yeah, like you spoke it, right? Eternal Valor, now their economy is broken. They've spent so many ultimates in that one, right? It was 3, if I recall, just off the riff to be able to just push everything into it, and they still couldn't get away with the win. And so they're gonna have to save hard this time, unfortunately. And swapping sides, the Sentinel now, Jordan Giraffe now set up on that B where it gets 3 people stacked up. Not using their flash early for information, also a very interesting task. Okay, there it is. Now, ball has been dropped. Penny has been dropped as well. They know that the Sentinels have swapped sides, but SEO Esports look like they love to play the late game. I mean, that last spike was planted at, what, 12 seconds? They like to play with their food in this small map.
Well, Eternal Valor, they love to go towards that B side, but we know that it'll always end on that A side. You see the controller battle happening there between Omen and Omen. Wild winning that battle between Bok Choy as well. So that's going to open up the map again for SDO, and it's just going to give it a little bit of more time for them to plan what they would like to do. Eternal Valor just really getting the short end of the straw. So let's see that tail
this
going through
2-2 split.
mid.
2-2 split's gonna be interesting as they line themselves back in here for a bit of an explosion, probably. Once the jet starts running, Honey Badger gets out the off angle, so we'll see if they can get any nice shots with that Sheriff.
Here we go. The exit's going to come out now. Markador will be close. Jordan fighting too, with Wild fighting that re-pick in the end too. And they are split here. It's not ready. The smoke not ready, but look at this. Royal Honey. I said that might cost the decision there, but look at Lulu. An advanced position here in mid. Does not decide to go for the trigger discipline. Probably could have in the end with Thorium beating out a Vandal with a classic. And Camo could get a timing here, and this could get really ugly really quickly. These footsteps, the noise being made. Look at this. Thorium could find one, but maybe two. If he's not careful, the headshot from Camo. Wild versus Camo. The blind, a beautiful omen blind. That is perfection on timing. Oh, it's beautiful. This, I don't even know. I can't even call that. STO take the lead. EVE take the lead. It's all happening. I don't know where to go.
Giraffe, on that B site, just jumping in the corner just outside Boathouse was kind of genius. I've never really seen that kind of jump hop before, but it gets a lot of information, especially with the contact of Jigek, and you just kind of pop up, get a couple of clean headshots. These players are individually gifted, and now it's really a battle of basically wit, of stamina, and on how well you can play as a team. So it's going to be a back and forth moving into the meet right now. Eternal Valor gonna be able to buy up. That is the saving grace. The counter smoke, the counter salvos against this one-way smoke. Bok Choy just making sure that they don't get pop flash, which is probably gonna happen anytime soon. 5 players stacked. Everything's invested.
So 4-5 scoreline in the favor of Eternal Valor. 1-2. Bok Choy only finding the 2. But there's still reinforcements here on that side, and we're going to see them all come out now. Royal Honey manages to get up on top of Jen, but doesn't manage to clear Thorium before Lulu could be found. The door closing. The smoke fading. Camo can't get it up, but it's still a 2v2 now. And now it's a 2v1. This is all important now for EVE to clutch this out. Potentially move it on. And Gek will say it, so we will have a tie game at 5-5. And everything is happening. Everything's going on. And we're still a couple of rounds away here before the half, Multi.
Yes, we are still tied up, 5-5. It's been, like you said, we sound like a broken record. It's been real back and forth, trades after trades, round after round, 5-5. 2 more rounds in this first half for Eternal Valor or STO Esports to either end up in a tie once again, or for one of them to maybe end up in a 7-5 lead. And honestly, I think this is Eternal Valor. Like, Eternal Valor need to get the last couple, right? They have a couple of Sentinels. Yes, the Vice has good flashes, but they're not going to fare that much better on that attacking half. So, STO Esports look like they have a bit of a, analogous lead here from the side, but that lead soon goes away with a great shot from Bok Choy on that Outlaw.
He notices that STO are on the save. Sheriff's light pistol going around. Just the one Guardian going around as well here. For that SEO side, Gek jump spotting into mid, finding that there is a couple of players there, 3 to be exact. So just back to the holding points as well, as you see Bok Choy with that Outlaw. And a couple of Phantoms and a Vandal too. Gek will find Lulu trying to lurk through B main. And Gek will be found out by Happy Muffins too. So they're just held up in mid here. There's not really anywhere to go for him, but Bok Choy could find himself another one here, or even Gek. Happy Muffins. It's all a matter of time. It's all happening in a beautiful shot as well. That's going to open up the gates a little bit more. But Bok Choy, the instant response. And that Sheriff grab will be noticed as well by Bok Choy. Camo's got that beautiful flank on, and it's just a matter of timing. How quickly you want to go? Thorium will find a pick. So now it's in a Happy Muffins. It's all happening now. Spike down just outside a tree here on the cat. And then Cubby.
30 seconds left.
On the side. Here's the footsteps and Camo on cat. Watching straight in, Happy Muffins. He hits one, but can he hit another one? Oh my god, he's going to do it. Thorium. The last player is late here. Jordo still stuck in the mid. Finds himself back up towards Cat. But is this going to be expected? The knife is out. Jordo's going to get a free pick. It was all going so well for Happy Muffins, but not keeping the Guardian out and not expecting Jordo to be in there. Takes a 6-5 in the last round of the half.
Okay. 6-5 right now. Last round of the half. It was actually kind of smart. I like the plays from Eternal Valor right there. They were able to really toy around, Thorium making a lot of noise. Just enough distraction for Jordo Giraffe to just sneak up and Unfortunately, Happy Muffins was none the wiser in that regard. Last round here, everything has to be invested. We're likely gonna see Lulu Glow maybe invest in that the KJ ult onto that B side. Very classic ability that they have. With the knife coming out just to clear that mid side, they're gonna get out with their life and the abilities as well and start things off strong.
Oh, what a shot from Gek! Finding that KO ult, that is huge as well. Buck Boris going down. And look at this, Royal Honey. He sees the head of Jordo. Dink, how are you doing? And that is a site now free for STO. If they do want to go for a spike, we'll look to go down here. This is a big round for STO to get on the board here. To take this into the half, it's 6-6. And they're posted and ready to go already. Only the one player down. Buck Boris being the bait out in mid. And it's time to push. And all the util is going out now. Gek opting for that Phantom. You see that swap there as well with Camo. A little bit of an issue decision, but they have ults here. But the KJ ult going down very late too, so that's going to allow a bit of time here. And they still have 2 ults to go as well to STO. The Deadlock ult coming out now. And the Teo ult coming out through spawn. The Teo has been caught out while fighting Thorium. This has to be a really quick retake if they want to advance here. STO losing a Gek. Fighting one. Happy Muffins fighting one. Lily fighting another with Buck Choi. And there's no time left. The crunch onto the side at the final second. And it will be a 6-6 half. Oh my days.
I was very impressed. SU Esports played that beautifully. I thought maybe we start off with the Killjoy lockdown from the safety of B, but they basically threw everything in the kitchen sink utility-wise to gaining entrance and then just picking off the sole player who was Royal Honey Abuser on that B side and using that late game to plot and then deploy the lockdown. Just instill panic, I think, in the side of Eternal Valor. So, beautiful first half from the side of STO, considering it was double Senti from Eternal Valor. And now on the flip side, we've got very classic meta kind of composition, as I mentioned, from the side of STO. Killjoy set up on that B, gonna take a lot of this space, where the Vice from Jurg Draft gonna maybe hold the flanks here with the sheer wall. Good start. Once again, in a 2-2-1 kind of split, mid is of importance, so that offensive smoke that actually is deployed is smart. Peek out, Kamine is going to be able to get the trade at the very least. And so it remains in a 4-4 fashion.
So a huge trade early doors. I was interested to see if they do, if SEO did choose, Eternal Valor, chose to go for that brute force execution, as we discussed, at the start of the game with the tech as well. So it's just going to be a matter of time. Wild being smoked off in tree. Allows Jordo and Buck Choi to get through, but whiffing the shots is Wild and Happy Muffins. Now putting out the util, finding one, so that is a huge pick as well. But on the side with SEO here, Royal Honey just getting really unlucky. And look at that, just sneaking out just in time is Happy Muffins to find that Teo
Spike planted.
And swapping out the pistols as well as Spike will go down here for Eternal Valor Esports. Jordo's just got that corner to hold on to here. Could get cleared out by Lulu if not too careful here. But that gem player Thorium does see it. The dink, Jordo, but Lulu missing the shots.
Gun here.
So 7-6. EVE will take the pistol. And once again, back to the drawing board for STO.
I love the little drone sneaking under the closing door. Hey, right, that reminded me of some like old school, like early 2000s spy movie. That was hilarious the way you called it out. But yeah, that's a great start from the side of Eternal Valor. Looking like they are able to use their utility even from the defensive side quite effectively onto the offense. You get like lineup Larrys like Kamine throwing out their webs just from different lineup points and to be able to catch dice and the like. So we're up against a significant battle here for the side of STO as Eternal Valor look like they're going to be camped around this B bend, trying to explode onto this site maybe.
They're going to just cut off there. Again, seeing it from both sides where they just decide to just hold. They're looking to hold, so the Omen util from Wild will start to go out. They were aware that Eternal Valor were looking to go towards. They're still looking to go towards his base up, but look at this. Royal Honey playing within that smoke. It's just a matter of time. The timing could pop off any moment. the timing. A few seconds left on it, of course. Adjustment to the smokes have been made in the past. And Royal Honey getting shut out here by Camo, so that now gives a little bit more wiggle room here. And Happy Muffins very close. There's one, or it could not be one. Buck Choi managing to get the job done. The flash now coming out through Buck Boris, and it's all happening now in mid as they got full mid control now. Eternal Valor through Gek, finding the picks as well. And so Wild and Buck Boris, what can you do for us?
Left.
You think you might go for the save, but if you get one of those rifles, you know, a Vandal is up there for the grabs. The same with the Bulldog. If you grab one of those weapons, it is easy. Look at that, just barely staying alive as Wild gets picked off by Gek. So now down to Buck Boris, and has to commit to this now, really. And he's a rock stuck in a hard place here. Buck Boris has to go out through boat. And another round on the board here for Eternal Valor. They take pistol and the save.
A flawless round, might I add, right? And it's good adjustment from the side of Eternal Valor. They're very patient. They figured there'll be a stack. They were met with so much utility from B main. They rotated to mid. Who drops? Lulu Glow, the Killjoy, right? So you'd imagine they came from B, and as long as you can clear out that central space, which they did, Pizza as well as Market, B should be ripe for the taking. And they end up with a flawless round from their perspective. Clean and easy. Very good. Not unlike the first half for the side of EVE. Now we're moving into the bonus. Let's see how STO Esports responds. They are taking a strong aggressive stances, right? Like no one's overcommitting, but I like if there is some level of asymmetrical aggression, right? Everyone's kind of 5-point, as they call it in a different game. They're 5-pointing around that central space, maybe waiting for some sound, some sort of utility push. We'll see if there's any sort of trades here as they send the drone in through B. Okay, that is, I believe, the Nano Swarm being used.
And look at the response
Mikhail
that's
and
going
I
to
just
happen
to be able to
there
get any information. Yeah.
Response of the Teo drones, the war of the drones. Of course, as mentioned, this Honey, beautiful bit of time. He could not find the one tap either to find the second pick on to Camo. But go back to what we were just saying before in the pre-show as well. Teo is just broken. We've seen a lot of the combos already. If you watch any of the other series that happen as well, you see that people are already getting creative with the different types of Teo ultimate utilities. And we're seeing it here with the Deadlock and the Teo combination. And speaking of, we do see that combination going in. Being spotted now, Camo through that KJ drone. KJ is set up on that site, getting ready to go. The Vice Blind also going out on lane 2. The Molly being pulled early doors. No one's committed yet. It's a bit of a waste of that. The Teo drones will flood out
15
the
seconds.
stairs. It is 15 seconds, so they have to go.
One
Spike
enemy
will
remaining.
be down, and Happy Muffins
Spike
and Lulu
down, B. 10
combining to
seconds
find it. They have to pick up Spike and go, but they're not going to. Gek now just trying to play for those last few picks. I'm sorry. Getting a tag on Happy Muffins and then getting traded out. I'm sorry. 8-7 to Eternal Valor.
Ridiculous. And Gek's not even the highest scoring player right now. Looking at the scoreboard right now, and their 16 goes to Buck Choi. Gek with 15 on the board as well. Just absolute show of dominance from some of these individual players. But STO Esports is going to be able to pick up the bonus. Now it's 7 to STO, 8 to Eternal Valor. Meat and potatoes round, as I like to call it, as everyone has rifles across the board. And the aggression from STO Esports comes out strong. They want to take mid for themselves.
Well, that is where they lose it, but they're going to give it up once again. So they're just going to go back and give them the space here. So a bold call early on here, very early on, minute 20 on the clock. And they're deciding to give up mid. Thorium will look through now. He's going to clear the party mid. Look at that drone just jumping about. It's like me at a trampoline park, you know? You just waltz around, have a few jumps, and you're like, oh, this is going to be great fun.
I like that a lot, because that basically, you know, the aggression through mid. Now Eternal Valor is going to have to commit a fair bit of utility, one smoke, one drone, for that mid presence, right? And this means they have less for the take and less for the holding back that retake. And great play, great adjustment from the side of STO.
Well, Camo being spotted out while doing half the HP, but Buck Boris managing to find a pick as well. The shots with the wall from Gek. A tree as well. The flash will come out. A great cool flash. The clone being shot as well, but look at this. They've all rotated numbers across A, but look at where that spike is. That spike is back towards B side. You see the Yoru TP going across. I wonder if Happy Muffins caught a glimpse of it, but I'm sure he would have heard the audio. And look at that. All three wrapping back round now towards Defender Spawn, and they're going to have to team up and mark it. Well, all they know, they're all going to just stay in mid. And Happy Muppet's finding one, trying to look away at the flash. It's not a flash, mate. You got to continue looking down B main. Does not spot anything else. Just relegates himself to the side off the lane. And Thorium has to find something to do here. He has to save here. Not much time left on the clock. So once again, leaving it too little too late. SGA will find another round on the board here as Jordo will save here. Back into A main. We are back at 8 apiece.
I wouldn't be surprised if, you know, Eternal Valor call for a timeout. Coming up with both the pistol plus the anti-eco, and then losing based on time twice in a row. That's a bit of a big pill to swallow, in my opinion, right? Eternal Valor, I know they want to work the map, but to be fair, STO Esports doesn't really have much stopping power. Right? They have a few things that they can throw in your way, especially if you want to explode, but working that map so diligently, I don't know if that's worth the time at the moment, especially because they just get pushed back all this time and they wait for the aggression like you see right now. The asymmetrical aggression is coming from STO, that's great. What are Eternal Valor doing about it?
It's the question that they ask. You're leaving it very late every single time. Like, I understand if you want to leave it late, but at the same time, you have to still be able to commit to that site and get the spike down. As you also see with Eternal Valor, they're down to really nothing. 2 sheriffs, a stinger, and just a vandal and a phantom.
Listening.
So it's gonna it's in that weird period as Buck Boris being found early doors as well through tree.
They do have the dimensional drift. Never mind.
they did have the dimensional drift, but now they don't. As Lulu finding the pick as well. So advantage SDO. So just getting ready to go here. They're going to commit to this A site. The numbers are there this time for SDO as well. So Spike should be able to go down safely as Wild finds a beautiful
30
shot.
seconds left.
And Buck Boris
One enemy
responding
remaining.
with Royal Honey finding a pick under as well. Buck Boris being picked by Jordo as well. Playing within smoke here is Jordo. He has to play within that smoke because he's pretty much sandwiched here. Has to peek out. But SGO will take the pick as well. So this is an arm wrestle. We've got a back and forth game here at 9-8 in the favor of SDO.
Yeah, STO taking the lead once again. We'll see if Eternal Valor, if the first half was anything to go by, Eternal Valor is going to fire back and it's just going to go all the way to OT, which is exactly what you want for the first map of the first match of the first split here at OCE. Split 1 open qualifiers. It's me and Darmo. Multitudes and Dormo myself, yes, we are casting for it. I know there's something wrong with the HUD. We apologize. We're going to be speaking about this score right now as much as possible. Now, Operator out for the first time. Royal Honey Abuser feeling dicey with it with 19 kills to their name. Let's see if they can really utilize that. Smoked off, so not much information down mid though.
So it's just a stalemate here again, finding themselves up a cat. And that's split towards mid as well. So a bit of mid control now, or pizza, I should say pizza control and market control being taken by STO at the moment. So it's just still a waiting game. Again, we're going to play it late. A couple of ults still in the back pocket here for Eternal Valor if they do want to peek. The Yoru and the Deadlock ult, and of course in response with STO the Jet ult. And Happy Muffins having Air ult too, and that's the first ult that we will see pop out. Here we go. Clearing into market. What have we got? Nothing has been found. I wonder if Gex saw that KJ. He does know that KJ is on this site and getting ready to go. And look at this. All going to come over now. The KJ probably saw as well and called the ult. And we might see the Teo ult. We will not. Gex will find the first one. We will see that Teo ult actually. It's a matter of time. Honey finding a shot. I don't know how. And Wild finding a kill as well.
30 seconds left.
In the same books. And look at that. The grenade. The stun is out. And Buck Choi finding another as well. Buck Boris finding Buck Choi at legs. At log, sorry. Gek and Honey trading out shots too. So just down to Camo. It's Camo's territory. Forces a 1v1 between them and Wild. Teaming on top of the boxes. That's not in the playbook. Surely that was not in the playbook. And Camo has clutched a 2v1.
Oh, a bit of a whiff, I believe, from Wild. I don't think they wanted the TP on top of the boxes. Maybe just before the boxes. That was chaotic. It was actually in the hands of STU Esports to come back. Eternal Valor did not smoke off B, so the first couple of shots from Honey Abuser as well as Wild to be able to drop the take from Market onto B was just beautiful. And I thought it was all over, but man, Cameron just playing it to perfection against a 1v2. Now we're once again tied up 9-9. These individual hero plays are absolutely ridiculous. Honey Abusers does sound out, and that's gonna give crucial information away to Eternal Valor, and looks like they want to take that B hit away from that operator.
Well, Jordo has been hit through the wall as well. Lulu, the timing on the swings does get a little bit of a bait out, so just a little bit of HP loss, not too much. Though if you're Jordan, you are shaking, you are quaking in your boots. Barely staying alive after that op shot that being brought out by Royal Honey. And it's just going to be that Omen Smoke now just to play a bit of time. Here we go. The response of ults now getting onto this site. The Teo drone out. Will it get done? No, it won't. Just too early. And look at that. Gek's already out on lane. And it's proven to prove. Indeed it has. Thorium getting the pick out as well. So a tough retake has to be taken by Wild. Now he will find the headshot on Gek, and Royal Honey with the ult coming out. That was a silent one. I didn't hear the jet knives come out. So the retake now having to come in. They're going to try and isolate this player into B main first. Camo, shoulder tap, headshot, reloaded off the knives. So a 2v2 situation. And the KO ult coming out too, so no utility being used. Just no abilities either. Bok Choy, Buck Forest, Bok Choy. Take your choices of Bucks, but it is going to be Buck. Boy, it's I've lost my head. It's Bok Choy. It's Bok Choy. Fighting at 10-9 to EVE.
10-9 to EV. Actually, wondrous hold onto the site, onto that B side. It was really ridiculous, honestly, from their perspective. A lot of ult committed, but more importantly, Bok Choy and Gek actually popped both their ultimates simultaneously. Not ultimates. Bok Choy used it from the shadows to get into to boat, which is back B, and Gek with the gate crash to be pushing themselves directly into the line of Happy Muffins and shutting that down, right? So a lot of great coordination for Eternal Valor. A little expensive, if you ask me. But that aside, they are going to be able to pick up double digits, 10-9 against STU Esports. And lo and behold, Eternal Valor coach calling for that timeout, maybe looking like it's a bit of a mind game thing, or did they really not see what they liked just now?
I'm not sure. Like, in the end, it's that these rounds that have hit the B side have come down right to the wire. So it's probably just a thing of, look, we're 10-9 up. This game has been an arm wrestle throughout the entire time. Literally all the the rounds that we have seen, 2-3, 2-3, 2-1, 2-3, 2, with EVE being on top of it majority of the time. So it's going to be like a, look, we're trading rounds every second to third round. Let's just dial it back a little bit. And I think that's what we will see here as we see the delay on the B push. They are expecting that KO to throw the knife in and or the flash.
I like it.
Happy Muffins they're just waiting each other out. They know we're deep enough into the game now to know how everybody plays. But look at this. STU are left to just 3 Stingers, a Sheriff, and a Guardian. No full shields either. All majority light shields. As we do see the first bit of util going out. An Omen Smoke from Bok Choy. It's a cordon off tree from Cap.
I like this, really. Like, coming out from a timeout, especially STU Esports having, the save, you'd imagine some crazy play come out, right? But that was not to be had. So Eternal Valor were just holding back, waiting for some sort of aggression. Now they really maybe played their cards one at a time, taking that mid space, see if they can draw some attention over, which Buck Boris has moved over back into CT spawn. We'll see where this goes as they aggress into B main right now.
Well, being spotted, Happy Muffins having to deal with it, just trying to clear out the Teo. Molly's coming out too, and finding it in the end. And this could get very ugly very quickly here with Thorium finding two. So the B side here, B taking in full control. Buck Forest with a pop flash, getting ready to go. Can't land anything with the Stinger though. But Wild can spike down outside of B main. And just missing a shot there is Jordo, but he's going to take it again. This could be huge. Wild getting the TP across. Oh my god, he could rush the site, but instead, he's taking the time. He should have rushed the site. Gek will find the pick on the stairs. And an advancement to put the pressure on is Eternal Valor Esports.
There was a world, Damro. There was a world where Bok Choy decided, sorry, not Bok Choy, Wild decided to maybe rush down into B with 6 seconds left. That would have been the demise of Eternal Valor, but it wasn't to be. Wasn't this one universe in the multiverse that we stand in? 11 to 9, Eternal Valor lead the charge in a 2-round fashion. Not many rounds where they've never broken 3, to be honest. So this is their chance to really pull ahead and secure their particular map pick under them. The Dimensional Drift has been popped from Gek. And we'll see what kind of shenanigans they have here. Solo hold onto the site.
We see that Yoru ult being put onto the site as well with Gek. So taking it pretty easily. Happy Muffins getting caught with the util in hands. And the deadlock wall just not hitting as well, so that's going to provide an easy way into market now. Lane being fully taken over by the deadlock of Camo. Look at that, the Vices are away back in mid as well. So Jordo's going for that very late flank onto market. This could prove, it depends on how quickly that SCO wants to move this out. If they move quick, Jordo might be out of the equation, and might be out of the equation now. And look at this. The KJ ult coming out, and the rush from Jordo, they're not aware of this. Jordo finding another one, and the Teo ult coming out too. Thorium, it's a huge bit of util. They're putting the pressure on now. And look at that, Royal Honey just staying out of it. Just in time, Wild slowed. It's going to be a round again for Eternal Valor, and they will move to match point.
One enemy remaining.
With Wild fighting a couple of exits, just TPing out in time. Bok Choy being eaten up by the spike. Ooh. So it's going to be match point here for Eternal Valor.
Okay, the saving grace is that everyone had fallen from the side of Eternal Valor. So SU Esports, their head is still in the game right now. No full shields. One regen shield, one half shield, and a couple of outlaws for the side of Eternal Valor. This means their firepower is slightly diminished. Plus, they just used their Armageddon, right, from Thorium just now. So they're a little low on ultimates, but so is SU Esports, right? What can they cook up this time? What kind of asymmetrical aggression do they want to take? They're still looking to maybe do some counters, but Eternal Valor are giving them nothing, right? Everyone's pulling back. That mid no man's land space in the middle of Ascent isn't being trod on just yet. And I think STO Esports needs to put the pedal to the metal just a little bit more and flush out some map information across this Ascent map.
3 rounds left in regulation. A 12-9 scoreline in favor of Eternal Valor. SGO, of course, being able to still buy rifles, 2 Vandals, 2 Guardians, and a Sheriff. Full shields with just the 2 players on lights. And this audio queue is going to be massive now. Between Buck Boris and Royal Honey. They're going to bait out the Vice Wall, so they're going to allow a little bit of time here as well. But Gek will be forcing the battle in mid here against Lulu. Lulu's going to jump peek. Happy Muffins finds a pick early doors, but loses that advantage there. Out-tapped Muffins while finding a pick too. STO parting their way back into it. Bok Choy evening it out once again. It's a game of even Stevens. Lulu, oh, that's not one for the highlight reel that you want to watch. Honey, it's a 2v2 now. Honey is low on HP. Wild protecting the spike. Wild, it's a 1v1. It's Omen v Omen. Both ults available. Bok Choy and Wild.
From the shadows. It's going to happen.
It's going to happen. And look at that. You can see Bok Choy positioning. Watch them run. Onto the site now. Spike will look to go down.
10 seconds left. Spike planted.
German blind happening. The blind hits too. The blind hits too. Oh my god, Bok Choy. Just trying to play time on the side. Bok Choy. Side peeking and getting the job done on the jiggle. A 13-9 win here for EVE on the first map. Oh my days. The arm wrestle for map 1 has finished. And STO losing their map pick.
I love it. I love it. 13-9, Eternal Valor bringing up their first map point and first map under their belt against SU Esports. It was, like you said, a real back and forth, but towards the end, Eternal Valor started to gain a lot of momentum, right? I think they started really understanding the weak points that SU. I think SU had a few great ideas. At some point in time, they were doing some, mid pushes, trying to pull out and draw out some utility from the side of Eternal Valor, but those attempts were far and few in between. And Eternal Valor used that information against them, and basically a lot of that mid control space was very, very adequately used, as well as the utility trades coming from Eternal Valor were just sublime, right? And so ultimately, yes, 13-9, great scoreline for them, and they're going to be able to hold their head up high as we move into map number 2, which is Haven. STO's pick, we'll see how they respond in that perspective.
Yeah, look, it's always a bit demoralizing losing your map pick, and it does put up a little bit of a problem, and sometimes it's the greatest bit of motivation that a team needs. Thinking, oh yes, we lose our map pick, that's okay. There's still a long way to go here. We still have 2 maps, and of course we do have that fracture down the line if we do need it. So ladies and gentlemen, we will be back shortly. Eternal Valor losing out, or winning out, sorry, taking the first map. It is a long mountain to climb here for STO. We will bring you map 2 very shortly.
Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3.
this is a very intriguing bit of mysteriousness happening here at the moment. Taking out the
What's
first
up?
map. Moving on to the next map of Haven. I don't know where I'm getting at this, honestly. I'm trying to make this all mysterious and like have a bit of fun with it, but then I lost my mind halfway through it. So the win,
I love it.
the win in the end going to Eternal Valor. They will take the first map on the board as well, losing out STO on their map pick as well. So it's going to be a high mountain to climb here for STO. Of course, this is. See, I still can't speak English. This is happening here. Eternal Valor have picked Haven, and SGA will start on the defense. So we will get into that very shortly. But Multi, we talked about it just before we went to the break. What's the kind of mentality now going into this if you are, you are STO?
Yeah, well, we've had maybe about 5 to 8 minute break there for S2. I hope they've been able to kind of stretch and just shake out the nerves, right? Because it was tense the whole way through, and then just a couple of meters away from that finishing line, it fell just a wee bit short to Eternal Valor. So good time for them to reset. It is a new map. Whatever happened before. Nothing to do with the current map here. Map number 2 of its best of 3. Haven coming off right now. We should have the agent selects online. And looking like STO Esports, whoops, I have everything backwards. STO Esports is on defense. And looking like they're going to be adapting once again to the meta Teho composition that has evolved, especially around Haven as well. The Breach plus the Vice, great utility. Basically, 2.5 initiators, basically, from the side of STO Esports. And because they're on the defensive half, I would presume that what they really want to do is take a lot of that extremity control, especially that A main. That's going to be very crucial on their defense.
100%. And you see it, the double initiator being brought out as well by STO and being replied with a double duelist for STO. So just looking.
Okay.
I'm surprised that we're not seeing the double sentry coming in. Of course, it's not really needed on a map of Haven, but you can definitely see the advantages with 3 sites of having, a sentry on, 2 of the 3 sites and kind of playing for that B hit or that A hit or whatever. But I think we will see a few A retakes happen here as we see the stacks as well. So the Teo, Jet, Breach, Omen, and Vice there for STO. And for Eternal Valor, the Omen, Cypher, ISO, Solver, Yoru. So it's a nice mix of flashes and information that can be gained here throughout both sides. I think that Sova will run a little bit of amok though.
Yeah, no, definitely. And to be honest, bearing my opinions out for Blast right now, I don't quite like the Vice pick here. Lulu Glow opting for the Vice pick on STO Esports. It's not my necessarily first choice. I definitely prefer the Cypher because I feel like that visual information is so much more important. Yes, you can get the wall, the shear up to get some information and isolate one, but that means that they're effectively locked into a certain site unless they rotate, and if they rotate, the information's gone. You can't play off the shear anymore. So a bit of a maybe personal pick from my perspective, but enough. What do I know? I'm just a caster. We've got Eternal Valor versus STO Esports. Eternal Valor have the leg up right now, and we're moving into map number 2. Let's get it on. Once again, a lot of utility from the side of Teho to get that A space, and maybe Eternal Valor sussing that out, opting for that mid push. No trips to be able to gain, and it's a free entry, free real estate onto that B site.
So being taken now at B site retake. The 3 options to really get in there. Storium will find the opening pick here on Haven against Royal Honey. So now having to fight out here. Bokchoy going to look to get a little bit fancy to go push through Garage here. Has to hop up towards the window, baiting out the Vice wall. Huge bit of utility, but look at this crunch from both sides of Link. And it stick on. Look at all this util. This is exactly what we were looking to play for here. All the util heavy stuff. But they're going to have to push through. Buck Boris trying to push through the cage with Gek. Jordo fighting picks 2 with Camo fighting 2 towards the end there. All happening on the B side. And early doors. Eternal Valor win the pistol.
Yeah, it's always a little harsh when you try and retake and basically the spikes just at this small 2-meter wide opening, and you just spam bullets through. So much utility to be had as well. The cage being an absolute audio nuisance, might I add, and just hindering the side of SU Esports. So once again, Eternal Valor. This will be the third pistol round that they get away with, and we'll see how they want to be able to bring themselves up into, hopefully for their sake, an easy kind of anti-eco round. Okay, pushing out.
Oh, the timing. The timing. Happy Muffins just playing with the timings there down on Banana. So just a steady amount of time. No heals as well. Sage not being picked here in these competition scenarios. Well, in the challenger scenarios, I should say. Just slowly sneaking up now. Teodoro going to come out now. Just trying to find a bit of information. Finds the one. Jordo will find a pick as well backside. Royal Honey not managing to get the flick onto Bok Choy as well. Aiming a little bit too high here. They are aware that the Teo is still on site and wanting to push it, but they will back off of it. So no control into sewers will happen here, and they're going to regroup here to look to go towards C long with 45 left on the clock.
Yeah, and at that point in time, SU Esports had rotated off as well. So it's going to be a bit of a late game for Wild to get on site. But on site they do, and that should be the rotates now scrambling to get onto that C site.
Well, that audio cue being made here on the base side. Wild will find one on Gek too, so he is holding them off. The reinforcements now coming into Jordo. Biting the dust to Happy Muffins. A bit of util happening here. Beautiful Omen Blind. Leaving it late once again. Nothing has changed from the last map onto this one. Camo finding the pick as well with Thorium finding two. That's going to be interesting. They've got to plant that spike. A few seconds left, but they'll get it down just in time. With a second 5 left onto the clock. The Yoru blind. A beautiful swing from Bok Choy. Winning the buy as well. Do EVE. And puts him in a good position now.
It does. You know, once again, the anti-eco round going to the side of Eternal Valor. That's 6 out of 6 rounds for them under their belts. But the bonus has been elusive thus far. We'll see if they can convert. And looking on their side, actually, because, you know, they managed to get away with 3 players alive from that previous round. They're going to walk into this new round with a hefty arsenal. So this is going to really challenge STO as they look to, once again, maybe throw some tail utility onto the A. And right now, you see Honey Abuser just pushing up, taking all that A control.
Well, the Vice wall being tripped already by that Yoru clone, so it's going to allow a little bit of time just to play around here. EVE. They're going to look to leave it late once again by the setup of things. The fake TP also going into by Lulu's for in the garage. Lulu not batting an eyelid at it though. Jordo might get picked out here, but he beats out a Vandal once again with a ghost. We're seeing that become a lot more common as of late. And it's just a matter of the discipline and maybe micromanaging just a little too much there on the Vandal spray as the man advantage now given to Eternal Valor.
It's going to be Happy Muffin just taking first contact with that Pixel P across A. It's going to be a lot to handle, but that's going to be crucial information for them to get all this. Maybe call for some reinforcements as Royal Honey Abuser is there as well. A couple of Vandals in hand, so this will be a big one to handle. But it might be all fake, Thermo.
It could be, but at the same time, it could have been pushed out. But Buck Boris biting the dust. Oh, sorry, Jordo biting the dust. My apologies there in sewers as well. So it's going to lead it back around to this seaside. Execute by the looks of it once again. And look at this, Bok Choy is just allowing to run it with the ghost. We'll finally switch to the Stinger. Spike will go down by Thorium here. So again, leaving it late once again is Eternal Valor. And it might pay off here as Lulu decides to clear mid, but they're not decided to clear mid as Gek will get the one tap. Happy Muffins will just miss out on the timing there to get past. Bok Choy though, look at the timing. This could be interesting with Honey there too. This could get very dicey very quickly. Not choosing to clear the window of garage either.
One enemy remaining.
But fending out is Happy Muffins. And left in a 1v2 situation now. As you see, the two players split towards long and towards the defensive side. And Happy Muffins landing one. Finds the headshot. Ammo does. Picking up 3 in that round. And the first ultimate of the round, well, the game as well here. Eternal Valor looking to pick up. And my God, have they started well going 3-0.
Yeah, and that must be a huge confidence boost that your opponent calls for a timeout on the third round. Moving into the fourth right now, it just means that things are absolutely not going STO's way, right? I don't mean to nitpick Dharma, I do not. But Lulu Glow's utility right now has been short-lived, right? They know that, it's commonly placed in garage. You want to trip it, early and just maybe wait it out. And so far, so honestly, Eternal Valor have been playing STO like a puppet, just pulling rotations quick over, and the IGL making the right calls for re-aggressions onto site. That's the second time in 3 rounds we've seen that.
Oh, 100%. And it's just been that Eternal Valor, they have now finally decided to, we can leave it late, but we can do this better. We can do this better. We can take control here better. We can find our picks here. And that's what they've done so far. And of course, going down on long, not getting a result, losing a man on the 5v4 advantage as well. And that call to just go back towards C site because they've over-rotated towards the A site. It's just just well-communicated, well-conversed side of EVE. And STO, they're having to go back to pistols once again. Sheriffs all around with light armor. And we do see just the one Phantom being brought out. And they're
gonna push down mid.
Are they? They're gonna slow push down. So it's just going to be the matter of time. EVE might have to work a bit faster here against the clock with Royal Honey. It's all just a matter of landing the shots and Royal Honey just not being able to land the shot, but they're going to still go for it here. And are they going to expect it? No one's watching the flank here, Happy Muffins. How many shots do you want to take? 3, 4, 5. Almost getting rid of the entire mag. So that actually forces, though, EVE to step up and move a little quicker, as the numbers are on the flank, and that wide swing just a little bit too out. Bok Choy could be having a laugh here to find one, but two. One found, two found. And look at that, Wild denying the play, denying under hell, I'm sorry. Camo finding the pick as well. So Lulu, the last player, but the last player on the site. And the Yoru blind. Oh, it's a micro, that was not worth it. Bok Choy finding the pick. And EVE showing why this is their map pick. And they are doing it pretty dominantly.
You do what you can when you're in eco round. So STO decided to rush. They got 3 rifles off of Eternal Valor. Not bad. I'll give credit where credit is due. So that at least keeps their economy well in check. And no one on the red side is going to look like oil barons just yet. Now, moving into round number 5. We've got, the Armageddon from the set of Happy Muffins. Still stationed out in A, but it doesn't look like that's where the spike is going. A lot of pings, a lot of healthy red pings on the C side. That's the dimensional drift popped as well, and they're soon gonna find out that Wild is alone on themselves on this side.
And here we go, that Sova ult coming out too. Huge bits of notifications happening there and being communicated very thoroughly as a free C site now for EVE. Brute forcing the way through the tail ult coming out, moving out of the way as well. A bit brave to not come across, but Lulu and Wild teaming up as well to find the picks. They've actually got the C site back in control, so at least Thorium in a 1v4 situation now. All players onto the C site and re-smoking C long as well. Just not working out here for Eternal Valor.
I like it. A little change in pace in STO, waiting to be a bit more disruptive, right? That's the thing about Teo ults. They basically use that Armageddon as the initiating point, and that allowed Lulu Glow to just peek out just in the nick of time and catch Camonet in the midst of planting that spike, and that's not even down either. It's just been dropped in no man's land. So very, very nice change of pace. Not waiting for the full kind of force of that retake, but not letting Eternal Valor settle either. So in the midst of all that chaos, taking that retake, beautifully done from STO Esports, going to be able to pick up the first on the board for themselves.
Of course, we see Thorium just taking the save there in spawn, so it will set up as previously mentioned. SJ will get their first round after 5. It's been a long time coming for this. It looks like they haven't really found their rhythm here in this game. This round will be a big momentum booster and mentality booster as well. 'Cause if they can get 1, they can get 4 and bring this back to 5 apiece. Or 4 apiece.
They demand a fight.
And I'll remind everyone that was actually very expensive for the side of Eternal Valor. They used Dimensional Drift as well as the Hunter's Fury. So to end up in a bit of a loss is gonna be, you know, a sad round for them. Gek, now 2 away from that gulag that the ISO has. That might be one of the initiating factors if they can maybe clamor up some orbs, but that's not to be the case. Meanwhile, on the other side of SU Esports, you know, 2 away from that Steel Garden that Lulu Glow has. That might be proving useful as well. But for now, moving into round number 6, got some okay, change in pace. Jordan Gordon looking like a bit of a lurk play here down that mid, seeing if they can catch anyone pushing up from A. And now sussing out where that wall might be.
Oh, that breach stun is huge in the peak too. Bok Choy barely just scathing. And just barely getting out alive with 6 HP. And I was going to mention as well, you did mention Gek. A couple of his ultimate. We saw how deadly he was in those 1v1s in the last map as well. So it's going to be very close. But just look at this. They're going to try for this A hit once again, EVE. They've tried to do this a couple times already. They've lost men early doors. So the double tap now coming out by so. And look at that. Everything's happening. It's a beautiful omen blind as well. But they're not managing to convert a pick here. Wild just looking to play the time on site now. And everyone's here. Wild finding 1. Lulu finding 2. Can they find a 3rd with through Honey?
Enemy remaining.
And try and take it down. Wild will find Camo and Lulu will find it as well. A flawless round for STO. And as I just said, with 1 comes 2 and with 2 can come 4.
STO looking a little more comfortable, looking a little bit more alive now, Dharma, right? I like the retake. Honestly, I think that was an unenforced error from the side of Eternal Valor. They were a bit slow on that push on to A, and that allowed like the likes of Lulu Glow, as well as Happy Muffins to storm on the site, and some of the util that they were able to throw out just staggered the entrance from Eternal Valor. So great, once again, great readjustments from the side of STO, and Eternal Valor. Let's see how they cook up. They're gonna be able a bit of a light buy from their perspective, right? A couple of guardian, one guardian, one phantom, but we'll see how they can cook up this particular round as they want to take this mid space once again.
Well, Camo has opted for no shields, so that's brave. The pop Yoru flash coming in, the first one just not managing to land. Look at that, garage doors down. This is absolute brute force here from STO. They're putting their eggs into 1 basket. Remember, they do have the weapons advantage as well with just the 1 Phantom and Guardian. Previously mentioned there for Eternal Valor. But just a stalemate once again. Look at how spread. Look at how spread these 10 players are throughout the map. And look at that, the tuck as well there on long. Good look as Wild will go down. And Jordo, where are they hiding? They are all over the map. The spread now. And look at this. They're panicking. They don't know what to do. They're going to commit numbers towards the A side, towards the B side. But the garage battle happening. And Buck Boris finds the pick as well. So the lurk being found. And the A retake. One of the most difficult sites. The retake on Valorant Multi. Will they get this retake? Jordo! Finding it. The primary's being jammed. I don't think they might be up for this actually here. Do STO look it? That drone, that server drone coming out now. It's only a matter of time. A 2v2 now. Gek just missing the suppression. They're going to go for it here. They're going to push for it. They're going to go for it. Trying to clear out Happy Muffins, but Happy Muffins finds the pick and Lulu finds the pick too. So Eternal Valor, they are falling at the seams. And again, as mentioned, STO looks settled and they are locked in and ready to go.
That was well played from STO. 2v2 situation, Gek, the ISO, had their ultimate online. And so from that perspective, if they can clamor 1, the second one is a sure win, right? So they maybe should have like grouped up together to be able to take that 2v1 and better their odds. But regardless, pass is the pass. STO Esports looking to gain momentum. Granted, yes, it was a bit of a save round for Eternal Valor, so not too unexpected. Now, Honey Abuser on that operator, posted from the cellar as well, coupled with a bit of a nice fault line from Buck Boris, means that should be under just. Oh, but the dash, the teleport in.
That is beautiful jet movement as well from Royal Honey to not get caught out there. Of course, the Yoru TP of Bok Choy getting on the aggressive, and so is the flick. Just not managing to land. It's you and me. It doesn't pop. They get out just in time, so Gek wastes his 1v1 opportunity. And Royal Honey, look at that 7 HP. How is Royal Honey alive? Escaping by the thinnest of margins. He's got to be the luckiest player of all time, Multi.
Indeed. I like Get was thinking against, against an operator, the shield is exactly what you need, and so that was well played from the side of Gek, and it's drawn so much attention. Look at the look from George Draft.
And Wild finds one. He doesn't land the second on Thorium, and that's going to allow them to walk up here now. The seaside completely gained now by Jordo, so that is an absolutely huge lurk looking through Garage and just clearing out as well through C-Link, and it's going to be a tough look at this Gek. They don't know that he's still there. Could get caught out. Royal Honey not in a good spot. Muffins finds that pick, but I want to see this pick though. Does he go for the knife? Does he go for the knife? Does he go for the knife? Please go for the knife. We want to see it. We want to see Gek. He won't go for the knife. He's ruined my party. Someone call the fun police on this guy. And Buck, Boris, and Gek now having a fight between who will take the ceiling coverage. And just hiding behind a Buck Boris. He's just going to have one look and go. But Gek is still there waiting to play. Of course, the two players back on C-Long as well of Thorium and Jordo. Just playing the time. He's just going to have to tap and see what happens. Clearing one side, finding one. Gek will find the pick. So Happy Muffins, which way do you want to go? Do you want to get the trade out? No, he won't. Gek will find 3 and die to the spike. And Eternal Valor, they get another round back on the board, but the money started to look a bit dire.
Man, at some point in time, the map was a mishmash of green and red. There were flanks on counter flanks. It was spectacular, and this is the beauty, right, of Haven. You get 5 entrances, 5 lanes to walk up through, and just to be able to maneuver your way through so many different elements. Honestly, can mean the swing, can mean the difference from each team. Now, S2 Esports lost their momentum a little bit. They're looking for a bit of a feisty play. Odin online for Thorium, so we'll see how that plays out. But the operator taking that mid space to no avail. No one's giving them the shot, unfortunately. So that is going to expire quick. Jump pick gives a lot of information.
Oh, it's a beautiful shot from Royal Honey, and I want to quietly mention too, Bok Choy did start that round with a classic and full shields, and baited Jordo there for the Phantom, so weapons being put up as well early doors. Only the light shields on Buck Boris for STO. Of course, as previously mentioned, money's a bit broken on both sides. It looks like Thorium has decided, well, he's the only one really with money. Same with Lulu as well. Could have bought a couple, a Vandal or two maybe. Buck Boris probably could have gotten away with that Vandal being bought. With the same thing for Bok Choy as well. Unless they will look to save here for the next round. We are 4 rounds away, including this one, for the half. So still a while to go. Just a couple of ults online. The Omen ult online for Wild. Royal Honey with the knives as well. And Camo with the Omen ult as well. So a few ults happening out. Bok Boris is actually really close. And if he finds one here, actually, he could be on.
Yes.
The blind will go out here and not clear out. The Yoru's clone will be spotted. Oh, this is huge. The timing, Buck Boris, he's gonna blind. Happy Muffins finding on the TP under. And then that ult will have to wait until the next round. And all the ults being offline. Royal Honey finding 3 finds. Oh. That is the danger that Royal Honey brings in to this STO side. I'm lost for words, Multi.
I love it. I love it. You know, we've seen Royal Honey Abuser pick up the up 3 rounds, I believe, in 2 maps. So that was exactly what we needed to see from the Jet player. A nice 4K to end off a round against a buy round from Eternal Valor, might I just add. So a great start for them, and they're looking to clamber back. Now only 1 away from tying things up against Eternal Valor. Will we get the same scoreline of the 6-6 as we saw first half of a set? Maybe, maybe not. Only time will tell. But at the very least, STO Esports against a bit of a save round against Eternal Valor, looking to at least tie things up.
He's picking up where he's left off. Royal Honey finds the pick in a mid as well. And there's no money here for Eternal Valor. So they're having to save this one out and just try and make something work. Because there's just nothing that's giving at the moment. Every opportunity that Eternal Valor try to take, it gets shut down. Wild just taking a little bit of a peek there. And look at that, the timing. Buck Choy with the movement. Getting out just in time the reinforcements as well. With Lulu there too. So they're kind of just stuck here towards mid. Time to jump. And just outside A main, there's not much movement, not much to go.
Eyes on B now. They're trying to figure out if this is a good spot to have. And SDO Esports can play retake. They have a lot of ultimates. The Rolling Thunder plus the Annihilation. No, Armageddon, my apologies, that they can use in either space. And so it's just Buck Boris to stay alive. Great flash.
So it's all happening now. All players. Well, really only Jordo lit up for 30 HP. And they're going to try to push now towards, and look at this, Lulu's gonna play aggressive, and look at this, do they see the feet of Lulu through the thing? No, they won't. The wall will decimate. Of course, the walls has been nerfed as well. So a battle of garage now ensues. Buck Boris finding Bok Choy as well with a few seconds left on the clock. They have to just go with what they got. You think they should save here, but no. Camo will look to try and find one or two. Royal Honey still on fire, on for the second kill of the round. Could find the third with Camo Hughes. Just gonna play a little bit of an angle. Buck Boris is not going to look to play it inside. We have a tie game, but Buck Boris takes the shot in the end. Well, I was a little unsure if he was going to take that gamble, but I don't think I'll be hearing any check his PC claims from here, and we have a 5-5 game here. And a timeout being called as well by the EVE. The pressure getting to the multi.
Yeah, Coach Koda not liking this resurgence. You know, Eternal Valor, might I just add, started their map pick of Haven 4-0, and now we're at 5-5 even. SDO Esports really showing up, and they're looking like they've adapted their playstyles quite deliciously. They didn't even drop a single ultimate that last save round from the side of Eternal Valor, so they're going to be looking like they're going to be quite strong as well, looking at the ultimate cycles up, right? But Eternal Valor have a lot to answer as well. We've got both Gek as well as Jordo Gordon one away from their ult, so it's a full stack across the board. It could be an absolute bloodbath, and I think what we really want to try and do is bait out as many ults as possible to be able to maybe make their chances, both teams, make their chances a little better.
100%, and it's just been, SEO have just been in the driver's seat the entire time, and EVE have just been, just lost that bit of mentality. They're just lacking a little bit, not really communicating right, not managing their shots at all, not landing much, and they're just getting their money mismatched as well. A lot of the last few rounds they have had to buy a light, and they're doing the same here. They're still able to buy rifles, but 3 out of the 5 players are on light shields with Camo, Jordo, and Gek, and Thorium and Bok Choy. The only 2 players that are allowed full shields, and no, of course, no money lost, but that money there on the side of SEO is flying. We see the Yori ult coming out with Bok Choy now. Finds Wild, relegating himself to ceiling. So backside will be given. Buck Boris will be found. It's all happening at the ISO. The Cypher ult coming out now. That's a huge bit of information. And look at that Teodoro chasing the Cypher. And trapped now outside garage. The pinch will have to come in now. Look at that. Camo finds himself back in spawn as well. So Royal Honey missing the first shot. Is not aware that Camo is still back there. The smoke coming out. I wonder if they saw that smoke go through the wall. The Teo ult now coming out. They're investing into this round, our SDO. And it's all coming out. They have to go hit. The Jet Knife's also out too. Happy Muffin's being found. Royal Honey will find one. Doesn't find the other. Camo with 2 headshots after each other and Gek to finish it off. They have... That timeout has come in handy for them. And the last round before the half doesn't damage the economy here of STO, but it does put a fork in the road to put this at a tie, or possibly a 7-5 split here at the half.
Camone, MVP of the last round, using the chaos that the Cypher Jordo draft did in mid to be able to use from the shadows and TP their way at the back and getting a nice 3k to push themselves to the top of the leaderboard. Beautifully done from the side of Eternal Valor. Now, back to basics. SDO Esports, like what they did in the past, a very aggressive smoke actually coming out from Eternal Valor onto that A main side. This is actually a legacy from like 100 Thieves era, and now they have to use the drone, as you see, to be able to push themselves onto the A as well as sewer. Meanwhile, SDO Esports uses that advantage and maybe makes some space. Haven't cleared the cam though in mid, but at least allowed a little bit more pressure onto that B mid.
I was so excited from that round beforehand that I literally went to go have a drink of water, and I literally went to put my bottle down, and water just flew back up outside of it and hit me in the glass. So that's how excited I am here for this end of the half. Of course, Jordo recognizing... Oh, that's his tripwire. I am so blind. You know what? Maybe I should clean my glasses again before I get back into
Yeah,
this.
yeah. Get the water out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. The water, the water's in my eyes, man. So it not only hit the glasses, it's in my eyes too. So we're gonna see the group up here towards C Long and towards A main, but Spike towards C Long. This could look very interesting. And look at that. Look who's there. It's our favorite culprit, it's Royal Honey. And just backing out now towards that side. And look at the early rotations come in. We do see that teams do like to play retakes here on this A site. You think now with the U2 coming in and that realization now that they have not pushed up C Long, that it will be the A hit. So Spike will be very late. And the Sova all coming out now. They have to invest. The breach shot out too. So the investing nation and the Teo Mollies from Happy Muffins denies the plan. Camo 1 does not find the Happy Muffins with 2. And it's all happening. It's a 6-6 half. It's the same scoreline. EVE leaving it too late once again.
Switching sides.
You've got to ask the question. When do they switch nation? And the Teo Mollies from Happy Muffins denies the plan. Camo 1.
Right? Like it was like 8 seconds left. You threw in a Rolling Thunder. Did not going to have enough time. And as long as Royal Honey Abuser stayed alive in heaven, which it absolutely did, it was an easy win, right? They didn't even need to flood the side, TBH. They did just for the lulz and the giggles. But that was all 100% unenforced error from the side of Eternal Valor. You can't leave it so late in the game like that. On the flip, once again, 6-6 scoreline, a repetition of what we saw in that Ascent map number 1. STO Esports looking like they have a bit more momentum, and hopefully they continue their way to bring us into map 3, stealing away the map pick from Eternal Valor, but only time will tell. As you see the Cypher setting up their utility on C, getting a lot of information down C long as well. So the players from Eternal Valor should know that it's either going to be a B or an A, and mid space has really been eaten up.
Well, we're going to see this advance now into Garage. Only just the one though. Just with Royal Honey, of course, 11-7-0. Co-top fragging with Wild as well on 11-8. And Camo also on 11-8, so it's a really well-versed scoreboard, especially on the EVE side. And it's just been very unlucky here for STO. But it's all going to happen here. Bok Choy finds himself on the side. They're going to push off of it, so leaving it late once again. This is a tale of two stories here. We thought we would expect some advanced and quick plays. But now we are seeing these slow, methodical ways of getting onto site. And, of course, dumping all of the util as we know how to play Valorant in today's game. And they are going to end up towards this A site. Now, Gex just tucked himself in the corner as well. He could find a pick on timing. And he does. The Omen Blind coming just a little too late. He could find Royal Honey as well, which he will. The double tap will be active as well while fighting one. It's all down to Wild now. The last line of five. Gex on for the ace here. Vice is going to be very late in. And look at this going straight towards Sewers. And looks like Lulu. Will it be the ace for Gex? Will we see two aces in one series? We will see two aces in one series.
Absolute dominance from the side of Gek, just absolutely feeling it, shot after shot, ghost after ghost, just be able to take down the entirety of STO Esports. Once again, Eternal Valor claim their rightful name as winners of the pistol round. Not a single inch to be given to STO Esports. They're gonna walk into this next round, pockets full of gold, and to be able to buy up with a Judge, a Bulldog, an Outlaw, plus the Vandal, forget themselves, feeling dicey, feeling sharp with those headshots, just disgusting with it.
It's getting close. They're going to look to rush a banana here, or A-long, or however you like to call it.
Banana?
I'm used to these types of angles and ways of maps. They're always a banana to me.
Yeah, that's fair, that's fair.
It does look like it. So there you go. You can use that one at home to confuse your friends. But of course, we look to back off here. Of course, Sewers control being taken by Royal Honey and also Lulu. So just running down the clock, trying to bait it out. The Sova drone will come out too. Happy Muffins will have to deal with this immediately. Misses the first few shots. Oh no. The spike is there as well. It's a bit audacious to have Happy Muffins being the first person there. And look at that. Wild's going to put a little bit of a bait on here. But Jordo's got this site on lockdown by himself. Replaces his cage as well early doors. But it's still going to look to end here on this A side. And when the smoke comes out, and Bok Choy fighting too. One bullet per player between Lulu and Royal Honey. We might have a new sniper in the server. And Bok Choy showing it. And they're moving late once again. The blind. What is Thorium doing?
Spike
What has
down
happened
A.
there? A bit of an alt F4 brain moment there. And
Yeah.
Buckjoy finding the third two. Maybe the mental is a little bit off here for STO. A bit afraid after losing the pistol and the save.
Bit of a shame there. I wasn't sure. I couldn't tell if Buck Boris was like stunned or perhaps blinded. It wasn't apparent on my screen. But either case, moving into this, bit of a lead now gathered for Eternal Valor. Bok Choy still in the outlaw, kind of deadly with it. We'll be able to take out at least a couple players on the side of STO with a one shot, given that a couple of them do have half shields. And so STO Esports looking to change their rate and pace, looking to maybe 3-stack, but look where Jordo's draft is right now. Just to push around the peripherals, the extremities are giving so much information, especially because they only have a ghost. If they lose it, that's fine, but information is key.
Oh, wild. The dink, but not enough. Of course, the distance, big pressure now. Gek's going to force the pressure on a little bit here. 1, 2, 3. Gek's picking up exactly where he left off. And the double tap with the spike as well being activated. The two last players in garage. There's no way we could see back-to-back. No way from the same player. It could be. Oh my god, it's on. Oh my god, it is on. This is on now. Find a second ace. 3 aces, 1 series. Oh my god. 1v1 for the ace! And Lulu jump peeking. Gets one, knows where he is. And it's for Gek. He is on absolute fire. And your defense is terrified.
I'm speechless, Darmo. You used your ultimate on a 1v5 situation. That is amazing, and it just shows the dominance. Like I don't really. What strat? What strat? I don't give a flying rat's butt right now, right? I'm just gonna throw everything and get my glory to fame, and that's exactly how Gek has done. 2 aces in 3 rounds, might I add. Absolutely ridiculous at the moment. And they're just dismantling esports, STO esports right now, looking like they have their playbook open on their lap. Look at how aggressive Jordo Giraffe is, taking all that mid space. Now STO esports are trapped.
Well, as again, Jordo punishing this lack of watching the flank. They're on the side. But Gek, look at him! He just continues to go! You can't have anything more like this! This is absolutely incredible! Eternal Valor in the driver's seat! The first person to hit, well, the first team to hit 10! Oh
my gosh.
Give him the MVP now! Give Gek the MVP!
This is exactly why, like, Eternal Valor, they're a real staple name brand here in the OCE background, right? Like, you get players like Gek, Camone, just absolutely dominating the scene, but it's not purely based on individuals, right? You still get so much kind of a team play that comes out with them, and just the coordination of comms and everything. Now, see, STO Esports sends a player in the lurk while it's being held back into T-spawn, just be wary of the flanks, and everyone's worried now. That's the problem.
Well, there we go. That early flank deployment that Wild would have been taking. Being taken out by Buckchoy. A little bit of a caster's curse there, and we did see Gek with a drone, but we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. The exec onto the site, Thorium will find 3, and the pressure is still being put on to Essie, of course, the winner of this. Moving on to take on Diva as well tomorrow night. So it's just, well, tomorrow afternoon or tomorrow night, I'm not sure what time that is. So it's a matter of time for SEO to keep their hopes and dreams alive here for the open qual for the first VCT split.
Hey, look at this, look at this. STO Esports, right? Eternal Valor 11-6, but they've chosen to buy, right? And if they lose this, they have half armors across the board, four Guardians and a Bulldog. If they lose this, they're gonna walk into match point with basically no money, and it's looking like a bit of a rampage, a bit of a rush strat from STO.
Well, that's already a big member down already. There's 2 big members down already. As Jordo and Buck Choi bites the dust, and full side control now being taken. And it's going to be a matter of time. Or the lineup could be seen. Rohani spots the 2. And we do see as well Camo, the vulnerable and suppressed coming out. The Sofa Shock Dart getting Buck Boris backside as well. So they're going to have to relegate themselves to garage. Oh, Gek, he's picking up, and Thorium finds one too. So is this the end of the road here? This could be the last bite of the bullet. It's all happening. The movement from Honey. Too much of Thorium. They're trading on all accounts at the moment. And Thorium finding 4 moves Eternal Valor to series point.
Just a bit more spray control.
Their winter has
Push
come.
their team up and push us into 12-6, double the scoreline. It's not to say that STU Esports has not done a lot. You know, we've got players like Royal Honey Abuser and Wild doing absolute wonders for their team, but at the moment it's just not enough. Oh, we've got a couple of saving graces for the side of STO, right? We've got the Knives Online, possibly, plus Happy Muffin sitting on that Armageddon, so might be a contender for use. And they'll have to go against a pretty stacked side, plus an operator on that A if they want to be able to take
beautiful game sense from Thorium. Bok Choy! Bok Choy fighting 2! I was just about to say, there is a couple of ults still on the board to gain, if there is. And Gek, look at this. This is the end of the road here for STO. Lulu in a 1v4 crucial situation, finds the 1, but it looks like that STO are going to be out on day 1, and Eternal Valor will take the series, beating out STO on their map pick and winning theirs on Haven. You cannot ask for any more. Just complete, perfect Valorant. Oh, it's cinema. It's beautiful.
It is absolutely wondrous to see, and like me and Darmo and the rest of production here in the background, we're really wanting to start off split 1 open qualifiers with a banger of a series, and a banger we got indeed. Eternal Valor and SU Esports going neck to neck throughout the first half, and then the second half a switch turns on and Eternal Valor stormed their way to victory. Honestly, in that second half, SU Esports didn't get a single one to their name, right? Their attack side, unfortunately, did not pan out for them. And Eternal Valor just were able to read so well, were able to push extremities exactly when they should have, and hold back and rotate exactly when they should. It looks like they really understood the nuances of how STO Esports were playing, and it was just so beautiful to watch.
I'm sorry, but the man, the myth, the legend, Gek. I've never seen someone dominate a map so much in my life. 24-10 with 2 aces, by the way. 2 aces.
Wild. 332 ACS. And 9 assists. It's not to say like they're stealing all the kills from themselves. They're helping the rest of the team as well. So absolute show of force, and then just the ego ultimate right at the end in a 1v5 situation against Lulu Glow was the cherry on top. Honestly, that is a flex if you've ever seen one.
Oh, honestly, EVE will be talking about this for days, but they will have to prep for tomorrow against Divas. So it's going to be a entertaining game if you will see that one tomorrow. But wow, what a series that we have witnessed here tonight. EVE getting the job done over STO. So Eternal Valor will move on, and we will unfortunately have to say goodbye to STO. But that's all. It's what it is at the end of the day. You win some, you lose some. You just go. There's still plenty more splits to go, though.
There is always split 2, so STO still has the chance to come back and fight for hopefully what they believe is their rightful place in the contenders for OCE VCT split 1 and split 2 in a couple of months for now. But for now, you know, we are gonna congratulate Eternal Valor for really bringing us a splendid, you know, well-coordinated show of Valorant here in this FPS game that we also love and hate simultaneously. And so once again, 13-6 in this 2-0 fashion, a sweeping statement for Eternal Valor.
Yeah, they gave us a great fight in the end as well through both sides. It's been an incredible night if you have been a neutral, and as Prince mentioned, you'd be jumping for joy if you're EVE. And of course, on the other side of the slope, if you are STO. But that is all that we can offer for you guys tonight on behalf of Multitudes and everyone that is running the show backstage, which you guys don't get to see. We appreciate you guys so much. We appreciate it so much. We will see you hopefully in the distant near future. Do keep your eyes out on the socials for the streams tomorrow. And we will leave you after EVE get the job done, beating out their map pick and also beating out Eternal Valors. They win the series 2-0 and advance to tomorrow. Thank you so much, and we'll see you guys later.